All right, guys, welcome back to this week's weekly Bitcoin buy. Welcome back to Bitcoin Blueprint, where I show you exactly how to invest in Bitcoin every single week, create a DCA plan, we budget together, and then we put in our buys weekly together. Um, Excited to have you guys back. If anyone's out there listening, welcome to the channel. Again, guys, the idea of this channel is for you to follow along, put in your weekly buys, and start saving in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the hardest money on the planet. There is no second best. Don't ask me about altcoins. They're all shit and they're going to zero. Let's be honest, okay? Bitcoin is where it's at. You should be using Bitcoin as one of your savings tools, okay? If not your only savings tool. That's the way that I invest in Bitcoin. That's the way that I think about it. It's literally my savings account. So I take a certain amount of my income every single week, based off of my expenses, my spending, my savings, investments, everything, my income. I calculate how much I can put into Bitcoin every single week, and then I do it here with you guys every single Friday. I highly recommend that you create a sheet like this, that you go ahead and put your expenses in, you put all your information in, and you start to figure out your number that you can actually invest in a Bitcoin every single month, and then do a weekly buy with me. If you don't have a sheet and you want a sheet, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to connect you with one of my sheets here that I'm using. That you can go ahead and follow along with me. And what's interesting about doing these budgets, guys, it's super helpful, because what you'll notice is there's a lot of things that you're probably paying for that you don't even realize that you're paying for. Subscriptions, any type of service that you really didn't even notice that you were paying for, that's just kind of going out of your bank account every single month and you've kind of let it go. I'll give you an example on my end. I have Coursera, $49.99. I'm going to go ahead and end this for this month. But this has just been coming out of my account for, probably a little over a year now, right? So, I've been spending on this Coursera. I've used it a bit, but not enough to be spending every single month $49.99, right? So that's something that as soon as I did this sheet, I realized I got to remove that. So I highly recommend, guys, that when you do your sheet, really comb through all your expenses. Look through your stuff. If you think that there's something that you can remove it. If you're looking through your expenses and you're thinking, well, I don't think I can lower my stuff any bit more, or I can find ways to make more income, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to comb through your expenses, through your income, and just take a look and say, all right, let's figure out where we can reduce costs or increase income so that we can accumulate and allocate that more towards Bitcoin. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into this week's Bitcoin buy. So if you remember last week, we set a buy. Let me go into the accumulation log here. We set a buy at 107,530. That filled, right? Because Bitcoin dropped to 103 with all this war nonsense going on. So we got a fill there, which actually was 1% less than the price last week, which was sitting around 108,000. So this week we have the 107,530, filled. So this week what we're going to put in is our new buy. I'm going to go ahead and put here, it is 6/20, 2025. I am going to do this buy in Kraken. I'm just going to set this up here now. And then we're going to jump into Gemini and get this thing rolling. Okay, sweet. So I'm here in Gemini. Let's go home. Yep, I'm here, and I've already put in my deposit for the $373.85 that I said I was going to do every single week for this month. So we've got it all set. I've got my Bitcoin buy set up over here in the corner. You can see that I've got $373.85 input. I'm purchasing Bitcoin, right? And then here, remember, guys, we're not going to do a buy now. We're always going to do a custom order. We want to set up a nice custom order to make sure that we're buying at the market price or below it. For this week, guys, actually, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fill it immediately. The 103 price I think is good. I'll be honest with you. For me, my personal perspective, we've seen that Bitcoin can go up to 112,000 so far. I think that's the all-time high is around there. So 103 to me is a nice bargain at this point. If it drops down further next week, I'll make another buy and pick it up then. But I think this 103 price is really, really fair. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 103,480, which is the current price point. I'm going to click review. And then we're all set here with our Bitcoin buy. We've got our buy amount set. We've got the total. We're going to go ahead and confirm that here. All right. So I've got this order done. I'm going to jump down in here. We're going to take a look at our view order and see how much we are spending on this. Give me 1 second here. So our target price was set at $373.85. The fee is $3.70. We set the buy at $103,480 and 90 cents, and that should fulfill pretty much right away. And then obviously after the fee, we're really just investing $370.15. So as you can see, the fee is down quite a bit. I think last week it was, where was it last week? It was sitting at $5.52. So the network's gotten a little bit less congested. It's also Friday night, guys. There's a reason why I do this on the weekends and Friday nights, because the stock market's closed, ETFs can't trade, so you don't have any of that network congestion from these major traditional asset fund managers like BlackRock and Fidelity, and you don't have to deal with any of that high congestion network type of stuff. So another little trick of the trade is to always put in your buys at some point in the weekend. Friday nights, Saturdays, Sundays, days when the markets are closed. For example, Juneteenth just passed this week. That might have been a good day to take advantage of the lower network fees. Okay, so now that that's put in, I'm going to go ahead and drop in my buy here, $373.85. The fee this week was $3.70. We went ahead and put the buy for 103,480.90. And we're all set there. Okay. So that is it for this week's buy. We're continuing to accumulate. Like I said, the short-term goal is 0.1. So we're already at 0.019, guys. We're 5 weeks into this channel, and we've already accumulated 20% of our goal. So really exciting. We're getting there, right? We're 1/5 the way to getting to our first goal of 0.1. And let me tell you something, guys. The way that Bitcoin is going, the way that the demand is just increasing every single day, and that the supply continues, obviously stays finite. 0.1 Bitcoin in 10 to 15 years from now is going to be a big freaking deal. That's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I think 0.1 Bitcoin is going to be, could be somebody's retirement, in my opinion, 10 to 15 years from now. Because when you start to look at it, the amount of people on the planet, the amount of people with access to the internet, access to Bitcoin, it's a global asset. We're not talking about an asset that is restricted to borders, right? It's a borderless asset. So when you're talking about, I think it's about 6 billion people on the planet that have access to the internet, and you have 21 million coins, 0.1 of those coins is a huge deal. You're up there in the top percentile of the world that can actually have Bitcoin. Once this asset becomes much more adopted. So it's an exciting goal to hit, 0.1. but we're not there yet. We're getting there. We're 1/5 of the way there, and I think we'll be there pretty soon. Pretty soon. We're 1/5 of the way there. By the end of this year, we should be at 0.1 Bitcoin. So really exciting stuff, guys. Again, make sure you're putting in your Bitcoin buys. I'm here with you every single Friday doing this together with you, right? I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I'm not just telling you to go and buy Bitcoin and not telling you that I'm buying it. You watch me put in my Bitcoin buys every week. Follow along, guys. This is going to be a big deal for you, 5-10 years from now, right? And it's as simple as we're holding each other accountable every single Friday. I'm sitting here. I'm doing it. I'm taking the time to do it. It takes 10 minutes every single Friday, once a week, to build real long-term wealth, okay? So hope to see you again next week. I will be here again next Friday, and I will be here every single Friday for a very long time until I don't have to do any of this any longer and I don't have any more Bitcoin that I can possibly accumulate. It's all been accumulated, and there's nothing more for us to do but sit back and enjoy our Bitcoin. All right, guys, see you next week. Have a great one.